Hello children. Today we are going to actually continue doing trigonometry for class 11th. Today we are going to discuss compound and multiple angles. A few of the things we'll be able to do, but because it's a very big chapter, and I would try and finish few formulas for you today. Like I have written sine A plus B. A plus B is in the bracket does not mean it is equal to sine A plus sine B. It is not equal to sine A plus sine B. It is actually equal to sine A cos B plus cos A sine B. The formula for A plus B, sine A plus B is sine A cos B cos A sine B. There are two things which you must notice in this formula. The combination is sine cos cos sine. If sine is A, cos is B. If cos is A, sine is B. The other thing is that if it is A plus B in between, then there is plus in between. So when it is sine A plus B, the combinations are sine cos cos sine, and the sign SIGN remains same what is between A and B. If it is plus, it will remain plus. If it is minus, it will become plus. And how do I get this? How do we get sine A plus B is equal to sine A cos B plus cos A sine B? That we are going to discuss just now. I have already made a figure because in this a lot of scales and everything has to be used. You see, O is the origin, you can say, and the horizontal line I have drawn OX. You can call it OX if you like. You can call it OX. OX is the horizontal line. Angle QOX is A. Angle POQ is Y. B, and we have to find the value of sine A plus B. Cos sine A plus B, sine A minus B, cos A plus B, cos A minus B. But first thing we are going to do sine A plus B. For what we have done is we have taken a point P on OP. From that we have dropped a perpendicular PT. This is a perpendicular PT on OX, which cuts the line OQ at S. From P we have also drawn a perpendicular PQ. We have also drawn a perpendicular PQ on OQ, and from Q again a perpendicular QN is drawn here. And from Q a perpendicular is drawn on PT. So there are a lot many things happening here. From P we have dropped a perpendicular PT. PT is perpendicular, I can write this here. PT is perpendicular to OX. PT is perpendicular to OX. What else? I'll write it here so that I can continue watching this. Then I would say that QN is also perpendicular to OX. QR is perpendicular to PT. QR is perpendicular to PT, and PQ is perpendicular to OQ. Is that clear? Now this angle which is shown in the green is A, the red is B. Now if you notice the angle RQS is also A. Basically what is happening is that this angle will be A because QR is parallel to OX. QR is parallel to OX, and if this is A, this is also A, which are vertically opposite angles, which are alternate angles, I can write angle QOX is equal to angle RQS is equal to X. I am saying those two angles to be, what are these? Alternate angles. Alternate angles. Whenever a Z is formed, alternate angles are formed. Whenever a Z is formed, alternate angles are formed. So here you can see Z kind of a figure is formed, and this angle will be A. This angle will be A. And then angle RSQ, angle RSQ, you can say that, but actually I would go there directly. This is A, this is 90, this angle RQP, angle RQP is 90 minus A. Why it is 90 minus A? Because you see this angle PQ, if I say it to be L, PQL is 90, PQL is 90, and this angle is A. So, angle PQO is already 90 because this PQ is perpendicular to OL. So, if it is 90, remaining angle will be 90, and one part of it is A, so remaining part will be 90 minus A. RQP is 90 minus A, and angle RPQ will become A. Why? One angle is 90 of the triangle, one is 90 minus A, so the third angle will become A. Third angle will become A. Now let us calculate, we want to calculate sine A plus B, sine of angle A plus B, sine of angle A plus B. Sine of angle A plus B will be what? Perpendicular upon hypotenuse. Perpendicular in this figure is in the triangle POT. In triangle POT. If you see in the triangle POT, sine A plus B will be perpendicular upon hypotenuse, that is PT upon OP. PT upon OP. It will be PT upon OP. PT is perpendicular, OP is hypotenuse. Now PT I can break it up into two parts. PT I will break it up as PR and RT. I will write it as PR plus RT upon OP. You can see in the figure the complete length PT is being broken as in PR plus RT. And RT is actually equal to QN because TNQR is a rectangle. All angles are 90 degrees. So actually RT can be replaced by QN, which I will do. Okay. Now I'll break it up into two parts, PR upon OP plus RT upon OP. Then in place of RT, what will I write? RT is equal to QN. I will replace it by QN. PR upon OP plus QN upon OP. QN upon OP. QN upon OP. Just let's look into this. When I look into PR upon OP, PR and OP, neither PR and OP are not forming any kind of a triangle. So how will I get the relationship between PR and OP? I should find some kind of another uh, side which with these two sides will make and form a triangle. Suppose with PR and OP I make PQ as one of the sides. If I take another side as PQ, then PQR will be one triangle and POQ will be another triangle. So what I do is I multiply PR upon OP with PQ and divide also by PQ. So actually I am multiplying the whole thing by 1. Whatever I am multiplying, the same thing I am dividing, so I am not making any change. Similarly, let us see with Qn in the figure. What is Qn and OP? Qn, if you look at Qn and OP, they are also not related to each other. They are not the part of one triangle. So what I can do is, if I take OQ, then with OQ, both sides will be merged into two triangles and you will be able to get two triangles. So again, I will multiply and divide it by OQ. I will do Qn upon OP, Qn upon OP multiplied by OQ upon OQ, OQ upon OQ. Please understand why are we doing this. In the first case, what did I get? I got PR upon OP. I got PR is this side here, you can see in the figure, and I got OP. PR and OP are not related through any triangle. But if we find a common side which will utilize PR as well as OP to make the triangles, then I would be able to do something. So what I did was I picked up PQ. Then I will get a triangle PRQ. And if I have taken PQ, then I also get the triangle POQ. And both the triangles are usable. Similarly, when I had Qn upon OP, when I had Qn upon OP, again that there was nothing relation, there were no relation between Qn and OP, they were different side. But if I take the side OQ, then you will see OQN will become one triangle in which the side QN will be utilized, and OQP will become another triangle in which I can use the side PQ. We can use the side PQ or side OP, whichever is required. OP is required. Now PR upon OP. Let us see what is PR upon OP. PR upon, no, not PR upon OP. We had changed that now. We got PR upon PQ. Now I have to bring PR upon PQ and OP upon PQ. That is why we had multiplied. And similarly QN upon OQ and OQ upon OP. Now PR upon PQ. Let us see PR upon PQ. In the triangle PRQ, PR upon QR or PR upon PQ. PR upon PQ will become what? PR upon PQ will become base upon hypotenuse. For this small triangle PRQ, PR is the base and PQ is the hypotenuse. So base upon hypotenuse is cos theta. It will become cos A, as this is angle is A. So it will become what? Cos A. It will become cos of angle A. Now let us see OP upon PQ. OP upon PQ. In this big triangle OPQ, OP is what? OP is hypotenuse. OP upon PQ. OP upon PQ. OP is what? No, why PQ has come down here? That is what you have made a mistake. One PQ is up, one PQ is up, down. Oh, PQ will remain up here. PQ upon OP it will become. PQ upon OP. Now PQ is perpendicular upon hypotenuse will become sine. It will become sine B. It will become sine B. PQ upon OP will become sine B. What had we made the mistake? We had taken OP up. OP should not be up. One OP is down, one OP is, because we did PQ upon PQ, so PQ upon OP. Yeah, PQ upon PQ. There should be two PQs. Alright. Then QN upon OQ. QN upon OQ and OQ upon OP. QN upon OP. QN upon OP. QN. What are we doing? QN upon OQ. QN upon OQ perpendicular upon hypotenuse, it will become again sine A. It will become sine A. Sine A and OQ upon OP. OQ upon OP. Base upon hypotenuse will be cos B. It will be cos B. So we are able to derive this formula that sine A plus B is equal to sine A cos B plus, sorry, I'll write it down a little bit. Sine A plus B is equal to sine A cos B plus cos A sine B. Sin A plus B will be equal to sin A cos B plus cos A sin B. Now I want to cover it. Okay. Sin A plus B is equal to sin A cos B plus cos A sin B. This is the first formula. This is the first important formula, and I have driven the formula through the figure and shown you how it has come. Now next step is that how do I get sin A minus B? Replace B by B by minus B. Replace B by minus B. Where B is there, substitute minus B there. So what will I get? I'll get sin A minus B. It will be equal to sin A cos minus B plus cos A and sin minus B. Sin minus B. Now it's okay on the left hand side sin A minus B, but cos minus B is cos theta. Actually, cos minus B means where have we gone? Into the fourth quadrant. In the fourth quadrant, cos and sec are positive. In the fourth quadrant, cos and sec are positive, the rest are negative. So here the cos will become cos minus B will remain cos B only. So sin A minus B will become sin A cos B, and sin minus B will change to minus sin B. Sin minus B will change to sin minus B. So minus cos A and sin B. So notice what has happened is that in sin A minus B, the combination is sin cos. Sin A cos B, cos A sin B. But the only thing is that negative sign has come in between. Negative sign has come in between. When it was sin A plus B, which you can see in your figure, sin A plus B is sin A cos B plus cos A sin B. But sin A minus B is also sin A cos B cos A sin B, but only difference is the sign in between is minus. So this is the another formula we have got. This is another formula we've got. We get sin A minus B is equal to sin A cos B minus cos A sin B. Okay, so we've got two formulas. We have got two formulas, sin A plus B as sin A cos B plus cos A sin B. We have got sin A minus B as sin A cos B minus cos A sin B. Now let us see the next formula. Let's see the next formula. Let us see cos A plus B and cos A minus B. So for this we say replace A by pi by 2 plus A. Replace A by pi by 2 plus A. Replace A by pi by 2 plus A. Replace A by pi by 2 plus A in the formula. Let us see what is the formula. Let's see sin A plus B. Sin A, I am replacing it by pi by 2 plus A and plus B. Okay, is equal to sin A. So sin pi by 2 plus A cos B plus cos A, and A is replaced by what? Pi by 2 plus A and sin B and sin B. Is that clear? What we have done is replace A by pi by 2 plus A. Replace A by pi by 2 plus A. So where A was there, I am putting pi by 2 plus A plus B, and wherever in the formula A was there, A is replaced by sin 90 plus theta. Because instead of 90, I have written pi by 2 in radians, and plus A instead of theta, I have used the word A. Angle could be theta, beta, gamma, A, B, C, anything it could be. Now please see this, sin pi by 2 plus A plus B, it will be what? Sin pi by 2 plus A plus B. What is it? Sin 90 plus theta. It will go into second quadrant. It will go into second quadrant. Sin pi by 2 plus theta will go into second quadrant. In second quadrant, sin is positive, but sin will change to cos. Why will sin change to cos? Because it is 90 plus theta, and 90 minus theta or any odd multiple of pi by 2 plus theta will reverse. Sin will change into cos, cos will change into sin, sec into cosec, cosec into sec, tan into cot, and cot into tan that we have studied. Now sin 90 plus A is cos A, It will be cos B, and cos 90 plus A. Cos 90 plus A is again going into second quadrant. It will change into sine, but it will change into minus sign because cos is negative in second quadrant. So it will become minus sine A sine B. And pi by 2 plus A plus B will become cos A plus B. So cos A plus B becomes what? Cos A cos B minus sin A sin B. The formula for cos A plus B, when cos will come, cos A plus B, you see the combination are cos cos sin sin. Cos A cos B sin A sin B. And the sign is just the reverse. If it was plus, it is coming minus. I will do minus, you will see what will happen. So cos A plus B is cos A cos B minus sin A sin B. Alright, this is cos A plus B is cos A cos B minus sin A sin B. Now replace B by minus B. Replace B by minus B. So cos A minus B it will become, and where B is there we'll write minus B. Cos A cos minus B minus sin A and sin minus B. Now minus B goes into the fourth quadrant. In the fourth quadrant only cos and sec are positive, the rest are negative. So cos A minus B will be cos A cos B, and minus sin minus B will become minus sin B. So it will become plus sin A sin B. So again, when cos A minus B is there, the combination is cos A cos B sin A sin B, but the sign is just the reverse. If it is minus in between, it becomes plus in between. So we have got the fourth formula. So we have got the formula cos A minus B is equal to cos A cos B plus sin A sin B. Cos A plus B is cos A cos B minus sin A sin B. Sin A minus B is sin A cos B. Whenever sin is there, then combination is sin cos cos sin in both the formulas. If you see sin A plus B, it is giving us sin A cos B plus cos A sin B. Whatever is the sign on the left hand side, on the right hand side the same will be, the sign will be same. If it is plus here, then it is plus on the other side also. When we talk of sin A minus B, then sin A cos B and minus cos A sin B. Again the combination is sin cos cos sin, but the sign is what is the sign between the A minus B, like it is between A and B, minus sign is there. Then in between here also after sin A cos B, minus sign is there. But when it comes to the question of cos A plus B, the combinations are cos cos sin sin. Cos A cos B, sin A sin B. But here plus sign is there, but on the right hand side negative, the opposite sign is there. And again cos A minus B is cos A cos B plus sin A sin B. So this finishes the formulas of sin and cos, but it still remains the formula for tan and many other formulas which I have to discuss. But I'll stop it here and do that in next video. Thank you.